But while the Agera and the Agera R were quickly gaining popularity, Christian Von Koenigsegg 2 years later went back to the drawing board to make a car that was bigger, faster, and more powerful than its little brother. And this was the result of Christian's hard work. The 2013 Koenigsegg 1-to-1. It's called the 1-to-1 because it's got 1,000 horsepower and because it's got over 1,000 horsepower and 1,000 foot-pound of torque, which is as far as I can remember from doing my research, is how the 1-to-1 got its name. But this car is way more different than you think, because the 5-liter twin-turbo V8 on this thing packs 1,341 horsepower and 1,010 foot-pounds of torque, and the car itself weighs 2,998 pounds, and the top speed of this thing is around 270 miles an hour, which is around the same speed as its predecessor, the Agera. But this is not your average Koenigsegg. This thing is a bullet. It is an absolute fucking rocket. It will take off and off the start, it'll break 200 miles an hour easily in about 3 to 4 to about 5 seconds. It'll hit 200 that quickly. And the key to this car's insane performance is that remarkable mechanical spoiler, which curves like that once the car is up to over 100 miles an hour. But then once the car hits about 150 miles an hour, the spoiler straightens out. But just like the spoiler on the McLaren P1, the spoiler on the Koenigsegg 1-to-1 acts as an air brake to help slow it down and to also make it more agile and basically aerodynamic, while the splitter on the front and the diffuser on the back allows the car to have more grip than its predecessors. And with all that, you create a car, and with all that, you have created a car that is insanely fast, insanely powerful, and yes, extremely cool. And the 1-to-1 is my favorite Koenigsegg of all time, because of the way it looks, the sound, and most of all, its speed. Its speed is ridiculous. But again, over 2 years later, Christian Von Koenigsegg once again went back to the drawing board to make a car that was one gear and had 1,500 horsepower. And the result was the 2016 Koenigsegg Agera, 1,500 horsepower, 1,474 foot-pounds of torque, and an overall weight of 3,589 pounds. Except that this car has one gear and a 5-liter twin-turbo V8 and a top speed of around 270 miles an hour. And when this car was first debuted at the 2015 New York Auto Show, which, by the way, Koenigsegg's aren't allowed here in the States, but they are still, well, they are allowed to come here, but they're just not allowed to be driven here. So when the Koenigsegg Agera was first debuted at the 2015 New York Motor Show in New York, the car gained popularity instantly because people were just fascinated by the way it looks, its performance, but most of all, its speed. This 1,500 horsepower single-geared monster will basically, uh, so basically this 1500 horsepower single-geared Swedish monster can turn anyone's world upside down once they learn about its performance and when they see how it actually runs. But when they see how quickly it can go, their jaws just drop to the ground. This car was a jaw dropper for Christian. He was proud of his newest creation, which was the Regera. But that would soon lead up to a car that is just nothing but pure speed and power. This is Koenigsegg's newest car, the Agera RS. It has the exact same amount of horsepower as its older brother, the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, about 1,341 horsepower and 1,010 foot-pounds of torque, but this car weighs 3,008 to about 3,018 pounds, which is just a little bit heavier, except that this car has a top speed of 284 miles per hour. So today, this is the fastest car in the entire world, is the Agera RS. Its huge engine, as well as the addition of the mechanical spoiler from its predecessor, the 1-to-1, and the splitter and the diffuser, makes the Agera RS an absolutely lethal car out on the track, which is the reason why Christian Von Koenigsegg first created the Agera RS, was mainly for racing. Although I don't think he actually intended it to be a race car, because he actually intended his cars to be fast. But now this car has, I believe, still has the Guinness World Record for the fastest car in the world, is the Koenigsegg Agera RS, which packs a 1,400, of which this car has 1,341 horsepower, which even though it doesn't have as much power as the Regera, its top speed of 284 miles per hour makes it outmatch all of its predecessors, making the Agera RS the fastest of Christian Von Koenigsegg's cars and the fastest car in the world. And whether Christian Von Koenigsegg will continue to make a car, will continue to make cars, but the possibility of Christian Von Koenigsegg making another car that's going to be even faster and more powerful than the Agera RS is up for debate. As a matter of fact, I'll leave that to you. Have a discussion of that in the comments. Will Christian Von Koenigsegg continue to make cars, but will he make a car that is faster than the Agera RS? It's up to y'all to decide. But this has been the evolution of Koenigsegg, which will continue to go on for many years to come. And it's extremely unlikely that we'll ever see any more of these Swedish monsters here in the States anytime soon. You decide.